Welcome back to another episode of the OKC Foodcast. You are joined once again by your hosts, Nabil
and Ashley.
And we've got an incredible guest this week.
Very, very special
who
guest.
Who took time out of his very busy schedule to be with us.
Welcome, Chef Black.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
We're excited.
Yeah. Lots of stuff to talk about today, right?
I know.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stuff to cover. But first of all, thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
We're so stoked. So let's start with favorite thing you ate this week. Nabil, you want to go first?
Favorite thing I ate this week, I was actually in Montreal recently, and almost everything I ate there was fantastic.
Yeah.
There was this place, we did a food tour, and so obviously you get to try like a ton of stuff, but one of the things that really stood out to me was the gnocchi that we had on the street.
Yeah.
It was the small little shop. You walk up to it. They take your order from the window. You stand outside, and they just hand you boxes of gnocchi. That's all it is.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
And it was, that tomato sauce was fantastic. They actually make like 60 gallons of it per day.
And when it's out, it's probably out, right?
Yep. And when they're out. They also bottle it up and sell it to local grocery stores. But that was so good. And then there was an ice cream place next door where we got lime and black currant ice cream.
Ooh.
It was like a
Interesting.
swirl.
That is interesting. That sounds
So good.
delicious. Cool.
So good.
So you've been living the life, huh?
Well, in terms of food, always living the life, as you can see.
All right. So, Chef Black, what was your favorite eat of the week?
I'd have to say some curry goat.
Some,
Yesterday I just sneak out of work and went over to, where's that, MLK? Over by CARICOM.
Okay.
It's a little Caribbean restaurant. And
Oh,
yeah,
I've
so
I've
yeah.
not tried it.
It's really good. You know, I'm from Jamaica, and I grew up on my father's side of family are East Indians. So we grew up on a lot of curry. So it was that crave. I wanted to have some curry goat, and I went over there, had some curry goat, little oxtail, rice and bean, and yeah.
Yum.
I told myself I wasn't going to eat that food, but just had to do it.
So
Do you have to like
good.
hold back on some foods?
Sometime. It really depends what I'm feeling. I'm a very mood eater.
Yeah.
It depends on the mood, which a lot of people are a mood eater. They just don't know.
Yeah.
So that's what it really depends on.
Yes, there's
Yeah.
so many times where I'm like, what do I want? And I can't decide. 'Cause
Right.
I'm not sure what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't quite honed in that skill of knowing what I'm in the mood to eat.
Right.
No, I agree with you. I'm definitely a moody eater.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everyone is, like you said.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Very cool. That sounds delicious. My favorite eat of the week would be Scotty's Deli. Always a classic.
We had him recently on the podcast.
We did. Yep. That episode will air before this one. So, yeah. Scotty's Deli, you know, you can't go wrong with it. I went for lunch and I went with a friend, so I got to try 2 sandwiches. The first one I had was the Cubano. The bread of the sandwich is very crispy. It's a warm sandwich. Delicious. It has mojo pork, ham, Swiss, pickles, and mustard. Very, very good. Hit the spot. And then I got to try the Langer's number 19, which we talked about on the podcast. And this one has their made-in-house coleslaw on it, along with pastrami, Swiss. It was very messy, but
that's always
really,
a good
really,
sandwich.
really good. So, yeah. That was my eat of the week.
I mean, the thing that surprised me about Scotty's Deli, what Eric told us, like a lot of their stuff is just made in house.
Made in house, yeah. He makes so much in house.
Which is impressive.
It really
Very
is.
impressive.
Yeah. Chef Black. Do you like to go by Chef Black or Chef Andrew or
Or Mr. Black.
Mr. Black?
I don't know, call whatever. But, you know, most people call me Chef Black.
Okay.
I've been here 13 years, and I can't begin to tell you how many people don't know my full name.
Yeah.
But that's just because most chef, you're like, hey, chef this or chef that.
Right.
It's kind of just
So you're
what
okay
we
with
call-
Chef Black.
Yeah,
but
that's
for the
perfectly
record,
fine.
it's Chef Andrew Black.
Yes,
right?
it is. It is. That's why Black Walnut is called Black
Right,
Walnut.
and that was, one of the questions I wanted to
Yeah.
bring up. So Chef Black is the chef of the brand new hotspot Black Walnut, and also right next door to it, La Baguette.
we own La Baguette also, and Gray Sweater we own
and
also.
has Gray Sweater opened yet?
Gray Sweater has not been open yet.
Okay.
No,
All
not
right.
as yet.
I am waiting.
I am too.
I know. So is over 1,000 people on that reservation waiting.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica. I came to Oklahoma 13 years. Man, time fly. I've been in Oklahoma 13 years now. I was actually at the Peabody Hotel and literally packed my bag, was going back to Paris. I've spent some time in Paris at the Ritz Hotel on and off. And so I was heading back there and I got a call to open a hotel for Marcus Corporation. At that time, it was in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And so I got the job for Milwaukee, but then they called me and said, "Can you go to Oklahoma City?" I'm like, "Where the heck is that?" And it's crazy because I said no twice. I was to open the Skirvin Hotel.
Right.
And they flew me down here, and I remember being interviewed by the general manager then, John Williams, and he said to me, "If you don't believe the nicest set of people in Oklahoma, just ask someone to show you Bricktown."
Yeah.
And I did that, and everybody, instead of pointing, they were like, "Hey, follow me, I'll show you, take you where
Right.
it's at."
Right.
And right there and then, I knew
You were
this
meant to
was
be
a
in
place
Oklahoma.
I'd probably end up staying. But the funny thing, I never unpacked until after 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Like because I kept saying to myself, "I'm going to leave next year. I'm going to leave next year." And now here I am, 13 years, and this is truly home for me.
Oh, that's
I'm in
fantastic.
love with Oklahoma.
That's
Just
awesome.
love it here.
That is
yeah.
a really
You know,
nice
I feel like
story.
that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
so.
Oklahoma is a way of just like sucking you in and being like,
absolutely.
this is it. This is home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're staying.
Yeah.
When I hear a lot of people say, "Man, there's nothing to do in Oklahoma,"
no.
I always like, "Man, have you go to all these little towns and see how beautiful it is?"
Right. It is
Yeah,
gorgeous.
it's a lot to do here.
Yeah. I never thought I would stay in Oklahoma either. I'm originally from Texas and Houston.
Right.
I always thought I would move back to Houston, and I had the opportunity last year, and I was like, I can't. I love
Oh, you did. You
Oklahoma.
spent like 6 months in Houston.
I did, like really contemplating
Yeah.
moving back there, and it's like, nope,
Right.
Oklahoma's home. So,
Yeah.
very cool.
Similar story with me.
Yeah.
No.
When I moved here, I was like, then I'm not staying in Oklahoma. Went off to college, came back, and I was like, guess I'm staying in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Now, where did you move from?
I moved from Pakistan.
Okay.
So I moved here when I was 16, and only spent about a year. Went off to college,
Right.
And then when I came back, is when people started being like, "Oh, there's nothing to do in Oklahoma," and I was like, "No, that's not true," because I got involved in a lot of networking, which is where I
Right.
actually met you.
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
where how we met each
Yeah.
other
That's
as well.
how Ashley and I met. So like all of us are sitting here because we met during networking.
Right. And I actually met Sandy through networking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a powerful tool.
Yeah.
It really is.
And then that just opens your eyes to everything that's out there, because those
Right.
events are always held in like different places
Absolutely.
around the city, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't even know this existed."
Yeah,
Wow.
Which is awesome.
it really is.
So Oklahoma has a lot to do, and that's one of the purposes of this podcast is to explore the food in Oklahoma.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot to explore.
Yeah,
It really
as
is.
we are realizing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a lot.
So, where did your passion for food come from? You've been in this for a while, and now you're a restaurateur. What is that passion? What drives you? Because that's not an easy thing to do.
The passion come from me is from my grandmother. I grew up with my grandmother, spent most of my later days with her, and as an East Indian, it's always about cooking. It's always about breaking bread and making the naan and the curry, the dal takari and all those things. And I
Yeah.
grew up on those stuff. So it was not even second nature for me. It was like, yes, this is what I want to do. And I can honestly say I'm blessed to be one of those person who never work a day in my life.
Right.
I don't go to work and look at the clock. I
Right,
go to
'cause you
work
love what you
because I
do.
love what I do.
Yeah.
It's an awesome thing to say.
Yeah.
It truly is. For me, what drives me is the will of try to be perfectionist.
Yeah.
Consistency and perfectionist. That's what drives me. It's waking up knowing that everybody has 24 hours in one day. What do I decide to do with mine?
Yeah, I
You
like
know,
that.
to really dive down deep. Never cheat the ingredients, never cheat food. Just always be true to it to the best I can.
Yeah.
And try to be better today than yesterday. That's what drives me.
I
Yeah.
love that. You should.
It gets harder as you go on.
yeah, it does. It absolutely does. You know, it's especially when you wake up with a dream and knowing, I'm one of those people who wake up knowing what I want or what I need to achieve. So with that comes even really more intense on the person who is chasing those dreams.
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of chefs and other people do that. It's not just me. I think that's what drives a lot of us, not just in the cooking world, but in a lot of business, really.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely, for sure. So, Black Walnut just opened up on Walnut in
Yes.
Beatus. And so that's kind of where the name comes from.
Yes. We went to Liquid Fish does all our branding for us on all 3 restaurants. And I remember walking into their office and I had all kind of names in my head we were going to call this restaurant. And they just listened to me and then the room went silent. And Cody Blake, the owner of Liquid Fish, looked at me and he's like, "What's your name?" So I said, "Andrew Black." I said, "Where's the restaurant?" It's on 4th and Walnut. He said, "There you go, Black Walnut."
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It's a great name.
Yeah, so that's what it is. And you know, Black Walnut, people might say, "Well, what is Black Walnut?" As it tells you on the back of our menu in our story and what we are, it's the place you go and expect the unexpected. It's a fun place. It's a eclectic menu, vibrant, somewhere you go and the conversation begins. It's a place you go and you catch up with people and enjoy a great meal and great service and fun place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
can attest to that.
Oh, I can too.
It was a little unexpected.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
For sure. And so the menu is set up a lot different than most restaurants.
Yes.
Being that there's not the appetizer section, the
Right.
soup and salad section. It's
Right.
split up like flavor profiles.
Yes,
Tell us about that.
and not just because, you know why? Because think of our conversation earlier before we started.
Being a moody eater.
It's mood.
Yeah.
Everyone depends on their mood.
You're right.
And, you know, I've spent some time in corporate, and the thing with corporate, you're always been held hostage a little.
Right.
But now doing this is like cooking and creating without barriers. So I've always wanted to do a menu that based on your mood.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a big round table talk. We're like, man, is people going to get this? Are we stepping out there too far? And I can tell you, we have done thousands of customers already, and no one complained about it. Everybody loves it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fantastic concept. It's arranged by flavor profiles.
Right.
So just exactly what you're saying. What do you feel like eating?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Are you going to move for
And-
something sweet and savory, or what's another one?
Smoky.
Smoky. You know?
Man, there's 3 of them, correct?
Yes. So on it, you have the sweet and savory, fresh and light, smoky and satisfying. And you also have casual and comforting.
There's 4
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, four of them.
I mean, there's perfect descriptions for all the items in it.
Yeah. And it's cool because you're not getting tied down with the fact that, oh, do I get an appetizer and an entree? Do I get an entree and dessert? Do I get all
Right.
3? You get what you want.
You get what you want,
Yeah.
and you know it's. We already start to see patterns. We can know when there's a business clientele that is traveling through Oklahoma City to dine with us.
Yeah.
Because the order becomes so different. And yeah, because you can tell the city or they've traveled well or whatever the case is, and it's reflecting their ordering. So it's very interesting what we have learned from it already. All good, but it's interesting.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what that difference was.
Yeah.
Well, you find that a lot of the business travel, they know the Sherba plates already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they know those plates, and you will just see you'll be there in service in a certain time of night. It'll be like certain items just going.
I see.
Right.
And then on a
okay.
different day, it's a whole different like selling. So it's really, the pattern is fantastic.
So like your kitchen prep is very in flux, depending on what time it is and what day it is.
Depending on what day it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So it's not like you can just say flat out, this is our most popular item. It's like, this is our most popular item this day because this is our clientele mostly this day.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's very cool.
They're all big sellers. They're all. Someone said to me the other day, "What's your favorite on the menu?" I'm like, "Man, that's like asking me who's my favorite kid."
We're gonna ask you that.
Yeah,
so think about it.
it's for me. I'm a purist when it come on to food, so to speak. So I like stuff that are like just pure and true to the flavor of it.
Right.
And we have this beet carpaccio on the menu, which is just we
I
roast
wanna
these
try that.
beets, and it's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I-
what I'm
I've-
trying next time.
I've seen photos of it, and it's like kind of comes in a bowl,
Yes,
right?
yes.
With the carpaccio. around
Right,
it.
and it's
Oh my
we
gosh,
use
it looks
like a
amazing.
leeks. We burnt the leeks. It's a burnt leek vinaigrette that goes with it. Yeah.
Oh my God. So is that your favorite child?
No. well, I guess so then. Seeing that you made me do it, yeah, I guess so. Don't tell the rest. Don't tell the rest. All right.
But you said it had a burnt leek vinaigrette.
Yes.
I have a question, and I just mentioned it on another episode. The vinaigrette or dressing that is on the BLT salad, what is that?
So that's a combination of two dressing.
Okay.
It's the burnt leek dressing, and it's the dressing that we use on the kale salad.
All right.
Because it balances the difference of flavor.
I could
Because
not-
there's so much going on in that salad.
There is,
There's
but
a
I couldn't
lot.
pinpoint what that dressing
Right.
was, and I loved it so
Yeah.
much.
It's a combination of two different dressing in that. Yeah.
Awesome.
So apart from the menu and the food being very different, the cocktail menu
Yes.
is very different.
Absolutely. So the cocktail menu, I didn't want to get into, the craft cocktail is such a big thing all over Oklahoma right now.
It's like a buzzword.
Exactly. And I didn't want to compete, so to speak, in that world. What I wanted to do,
Was dominate.
no. No. There's so much space for everyone here. We truly, before I answer that question, we're truly just a small group that goes to work every day and we question each other.
Right.
Like, what do we want to do? Where do we want to take it, and how deep we want to go with things? And what you guys are witnessing is just our answers. To
Yeah.
be honest, we're just little group with big ideas.
Right.
That's what it is.
I love that.
But the cocktails were based on street cocktails from around the globe.
Interesting.
I've been traveling since I was young all over the world and working. And I remember growing up with my parents that my dad used to take what you call hibiscus, we call sorossi
Okay.
in Jamaica. We call it sorrel. In America here, I think you guys call it hibiscus.
Okay.
But I remember him taking that, right, around January, and he would pour rum all over it. And then he would take berries, juniper berry and all those things. And they would keep this until December.
Oh,
And that's what they would drink in December.
yum.
But then I remember that was what we drink being poured in the village.
Right.
So it hits me that there gotta be, all these country has to have what in the poor village they used to drink. Right? So what we did, we created street cocktails from around the globe. So every one of the cocktail has a story from a country. So we go as far back as I like to say, peeling back the onions and go way back and find out, okay, what did their parents used to drink?
Right.
And we just had our little nuances to it
Okay.
to elevate it to what we think it could be.
Right.
Right.
And that's what our cocktail program is based on.
You should do a Netflix special on that.
It's
You
not,
should.
yeah, it's not, yeah, we didn't get up and said, oh, we're going to make this or we're going to make that or we're going to. No, it's just intense research that we put in. And I was told, I don't think you can do that because this doesn't happen. And I'm like, yes, it does.
Right.
It does. And I'm sure I'm not the first to do it. It must have been done somewhere already because I'm a firm believer that there's no new ideas.
Right.
It has always been done already. Yeah.
Yeah, you just do it, put a new spin on it each time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Nabil, whenever you went, did you try any of the cocktails?
We tried. Well, the table got a lot. They were just like fascinating.
Yeah.
Right? Because each one of them looks so different than the rest.
Good.
The most intriguing one was definitely the one with the Szechuan pepper.
yeah.
Because that pepper makes your tongue kind of go numb. I don't know if you've ever tried
Absolutely.
pepper.
I haven't tried that cocktail, but I've definitely tried that pepper.
That pepper makes your tongue go numb a little bit. And what I did was I actually had the pepper and then tried the food.
Try the
Just to
food,
see
yeah.
if that tastes a little
So
different.
we have this buzz button that we also give to you before you try the cocktail. And what the buzz button does, it open up taste buds in your mouth and your senses that you never even knew was there.
interesting.
And it's a very intense flavor. But then when you drink the drink, that's when that drink comes alive.
Oh,
So next
wow.
time you're in, you
need
gotta
to
try
try
it.
that.
You have to try it, yeah.
I tried the Menage a Trois. Is that right?
That's gonna be like a good summer cocktail,
Yeah,
so
it
to
was
speak.
That one
very,
looked
very
really pretty.
refreshing with
I-
the sage.
I had a young lady came in and she ordered it and she said, I got to tell you, there's no alcohol in this drink. I feel like I've been robbed. And so I went out. I just happened to pass the table and I said, we can make you another one, but I guarantee you there's alcohol in this.
Yeah.
And you may want to sit a little first. About 5 minutes, she said, tell Sheffy was right. I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you this.
That's
So, yeah.
funny. The other one I tried was from Jimmy to Drake,
Mm-hmm.
and really, really cool. They had like rosemary and torched it,
Right.
and then put it in the cocktail, and it gives it like this smoky rosemary flavor. Oh my gosh,
That's one of my favorite
that
ones.
was
Yeah.
so good.
My favorite name for the cocktail, though, has to be the Fantastic Beats. And
Fantastic beats, yeah.
yeah.
That's a very good one.
Who named the cocktails?
It's a group effort. We had a gentleman by the name of CJ, and we also have Jace with us. Jace is from Oklahoma here, just salted earth, good guy. He's over a beverage program there.
See the one with the cowboy hat yesterday?
Yes. Just really, really good guy. We're just blessed to have him be there with us. And so it's a group effort. We really sit down. We're a group that when we do anything, the whole group is involved.
Yeah, I like that.
You
The
get
whole
the
group
buy-in
is
from everyone.
Exactly.
Right,
The whole group is involved.
10 minds are better than one, or however many minds you have on your team.
Yeah.
And I think the impressive cocktail was the shatter
Yep.
with the smoke and the I talked.
I was
extensively about
very
that.
scared of doing that one.
Were you?
Yes, just the fact that I'm from Jamaica, and I didn't want as soon as it's done, they're like, "Yep, he's from Jamaica." We knew it would happen, but I got to tell you, you have to empower the people around you and let them do their thing, and you got to trust them.
Right.
And that was one thing we did, and yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah,
It's a good thing.
It was all really, really delicious.
For sure.
All right, so you said Gray Sweater is going to be opening up soon,
Hopefully.
hopefully. Okay.
Is it just fine-tuning right now?
Gray Soda is completely finished. For us, we, after doing I've opened so many restaurants around the globe, and again, because there's no stipulation and there's no barriers, so to speak, on what we're doing, you have your own fate and destiny in your hand.
Right.
And learning from all the mistake I've made, we're a calculated group that we don't do nothing forced or in a hurry. You have to have the right people in place.
Yeah.
And right now we just don't have all the right people in places yet.
Okay.
We have a few, but still waiting on a few more key person. But the space is finished. Everything is there. We're packed with reservation.
I love the front
just
door.
everything. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. It gives you, you pass outside and you look at the door. It doesn't say much. It's beautiful, but then you walk in and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't
And we
wait.
wanted it to be that way.
I almost walked in there while going to Black Walnut.
Did you?
Yeah, a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. We deliberately don't put up a sign there for that reason.
Right.
Yeah.
You want people to walk in there?
We want people to be curiosity.
Curious. Yeah.
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 Check one door. If that door doesn't open, check the other one.
Yeah. You'll find your way in.
You'll find
Yeah.
your way in.
I like it. And just so our listeners know, they do have parking.
Yes, we do. We have parking in the Maywood.
Right. The
Right.
apartments. Is it apartments behind
Yes.
the building?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's in a garage, and then you can get right to the restaurant.
Yes, and you can't miss it. It said follow the red.
Right.
You just if you can't follow the red, then as Sandy always said, we're talking about something different. It takes you right to the elevator, right into the restaurant.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was really convenient because it was raining when I went, so didn't have to get wet.
That is convenient. Parking is getting more and more difficult down there.
Right.
But that is
We
the
have
hotspot.
really, really good parking. About 120 cars.
Perfect.
Free parking. Easy to get out. Easy to get in. We have a large patio. Very well done patio we have there. Brunch. We're doing brunch now.
Yep.
So that's something that has been good for us. So we're doing brunch.
And also, this La Baguette, when you walk in, it's just so beautiful, bright, and looks totally different than any other La Baguettes I've ever been in.
Absolutely. So my partner is Rudy Corey out of Norman. Rudy is the founder of La Baguette.
Right.
Been in business for over 34 years. So Rudy and myself, we own the Gray Sweater, Black Walnut, and La Baguette on Deep Deuce. This La Baguette was geared up to look as if you're in Paris for a little and New York.
Oh,
It's that
beautiful.
look it has. It's totally different from the rest of La Baguette. So and we open at 6 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 6 in the morning. We have a lot of cakes, a lot of cakes.
Yeah.
So don't forget to pick up your
Cake.
Cake, yeah.
Don't forget to pick up your cake, okay?
I actually haven't been into that La Baguette. I'm going to have to check this out.
Shame on you.
It's beautiful. It is. And
I admitted it, right?
from our desserts and more episode, we had mentioned La Baguette as being definitely a hot spot for everything desserts.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned the chocolate mice.
Yes.
And so today I brought Nabil a chocolate mouse,
Mouse.
singular. And what do you think about it, Nabil?
Yeah. It was so good. I can't believe I hadn't had it yet.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be my new thing. I'm going to give out
Yeah.
chocolate mice.
Right, it's
There
such
you
a
go.
nice little gift. And then also Chef Black and Sandy, which Sandy, you do social media,
All things tech.
all things
All things
tech.
tech. Right.
They brought us a sweet little tree of chocolates. So
thank you for that.
Yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you so much.
A note to the guests coming on the show in the future.
Yeah, bring us
Yeah.
treats.
And in that La Baguette, we do, it's a full menu. And we're launching a brand new menu there also.
really?
Absolutely. A lot of good
excited.
stuff. Be on the lookout. There's a lot of good stuff coming in La Baguette.
Well, Chef Black can't be a partner in La Baguette and then not introduce new things, right?
Right,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. And for Black Walnut, there is a lot coming.
Cool.
Stay tuned.
Can you say anything about it?
Not yet.
Okay.
But
Oh,
stay
he
on the
thought about it. I
lookout.
thought he was gonna
I
give us
thought about it.
something.
I almost did, but I did not get approval from Sandy yet, so I can't put it out there.
Well, he's right
You know.
here. He can, right?
No.
We got
That's a very
big no.
emphatic no.
Yeah.
Well, I work in Bricktown, so I will definitely be
Absolutely,
there a lot.
absolutely.
A lot. So are we ready to dive into the kitchen sink? Do you have anything else, Nabil?
Oh, well, I was just going to ask you, if there's something past gray sweater that you've thought, or is gray sweater the thing you're focusing on right now next?
No, we're really focusing on everything, so to speak. We're focused on Lobbyget, Black Walnut, and Gray Sweater. It's an evolving door.
Yeah.
We don't wait until the season to change the menu. To us, that's like old, so we don't do that. We change the menu as needed. Could be this week, next week, who knows. It's about
Keeping
that
things
journey.
fresh.
About that journey.
So about that journey and taking our guests through that journey. So
I love it.
that's working on, and just other things to come.
Other
Things to come.
That's what I'm interested in.
Just other things to come. Yeah, So we're busy working.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Up late at night. Put
Oh,
it
I
that
bet.
way. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna jump into the kitchen sink.
Let's do it.
All right, cool.
You ready for this?
Okay.
This is where we're going to ask you again. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, we'll ask you. It's all guests get these questions,
Okay.
and it's kind of rapid fire.
Quick fire.
Yeah.
I love quick fire.
Yeah. So, if you were asked to showcase one ingredient, what would you choose?
Oregano.
Oregano.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a good answer.
Very mysterious spice.
Yeah.
Herb. Sorry.
So, I guess the follow up to that, what would you make?
Seafood.
Okay,
Okay.
I like it. You passed the first question.
You passed the first question. I'm going to go into Black Walnut and be like, hey, is Chef Black back there? Can you make me seafood with oregano?
Oregano.
So we have a lot of seafood on our menu, and we didn't plan it this way. It just
Really?
happened because our seafood comes in 4 times a week. We fly in fresh seafood, never frozen, never, and we sell a lot of
Awesome.
seafood. Yeah.
I had the Dungeness crab eggs Benedict.
Yeah.
That crab was
sounds
so
cool.
good. So good.
Cool.
All right. What is your favorite snack food?
Favorite snack food? Cashews.
Cashews.
Yeah.
I like cashews.
Anytime.
And I'm not just I'm talking Buddy Squirrel cashew, the real good cashew.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the best.
Do you like them like roasted or anything like that, or just plain
Plain straight, yeah.
Yeah.
cashews?
All right. Favorite meal to make at home?
I don't cook at home.
You
Let me
don't?
see. You know what? True story. To make at home real quick, tuna.
Tuna?
Yeah.
All right.
Like a tuna sandwich? Or
Yeah,
just
straight out of
anything
can.
Tuna? Yeah.
Just cook it up, onions, herbs, salt and pepper, a little acid to it, on the go, ready to go.
Yeah.
Especially if I choose to eat healthy.
Yeah.
It's like
If I
quick and
choose
go.
to eat
yeah. If I choose to, yeah. It's a quick and easy, good to go, yeah.
Cool.
If you're feeling lazy, you don't want to cook at home, what do you pick up?
Pengyang, Thai food.
Thai food.
Pengyang.
Yes.
I love Pengyang.
Favorite restaurant in Oklahoma. Pengyang, yeah.
All right. Well, that
I've been
answers one of
eating.
our next
I've been
questions.
eating. I've been eating with Mac now from Pengyang for 12 years.
What do you get
Yeah.
from there?
I always get the chicken and beef stir fry, no vegetables, salt, reduced, stick with basil.
All right.
Yeah, always do.
Okay.
Sounds
making
good.
note of
I know. I know.
Just tell him give you the Chef Black special.
special.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously, yeah.
For sure. What country or region that you've been to do you think has the most intriguing food culture?
That's different in every region. People always
Right.
said to me, out of everywhere I've lived, where do I love the most? But it comes down to different things. I would have to say, well, definitely France, Paris.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the food scene there is just crazy.
right.
The way people eat, what they cook, when they eat it, how they cook it, it's just totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to experience
It's amazing.
that. I've never been, but I'd love, love, love to go.
Yeah.
And so then I guess a follow-up question. I know you've traveled a lot,
Okay.
but is there somewhere that you have not traveled to that you want to experience the
Spain,
food?
Barcelona.
Spain? Okay.
Yep. I want
I
to go
would
there
go
for
Spain.
Yeah.
seafood. Definitely. Yeah.
If someone was visiting you from out of town,
Okay.
or from a different country, a different state, wherever, where do you take them to dinner?
Apart from my place?
Yes.
Your place first,
and apart
next
from
night.
Pengyang? Because that's where I always end up taking them.
Is Penang or your place?
Not my place, but Pengyang. Well, I go there a lot.
Okay.
Where would I take them?
Kind of show them, Oklahoma City.
Honestly, I'd have to say Ludivine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved what they do. I think they're great guys, great people. Russell, I'd have to say Ludivine, yeah.
I
That's a
love
good- that's a good
Ludivine.
spot.
And La Brasa.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
one of my top spots.
Yeah, La Brasa. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
some good Peruvian chicken.
Yeah.
Probably even La Brasa before Ludivine.
La Brasa.
The vibes, the food,
it's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. La Brasa is definitely on my top list.
Mm-hmm.
But Ludivine, also great. And I've not checked out their new location.
I haven't checked it out yet either.
No, I'm anxious to because I loved their old location.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's right. I mean, it's right in the mix of where
Right,
everything is.
right.
So it's exciting. Cool.
I don't have any more questions.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well,
Oh, we can think of more.
what are
We're
we-
just trying to take it easy on you.
Okay.
So you want to wrap it up?
Let's do it. Jeff, is there anything else you want to say? Anything we missed?
You know, whoever is out there listening, thanks for the support.
Yeah.
You know, we're truly a group of just individuals who get together and a dream and a journey and just going at it morning, noon, and night. Today I was standing in the kitchen. Was working till late last night, back into this morning, come back and do brunch today. I was just looking around at everyone and I said, man, I really enjoy and like everyone who is working here. Just a great bunch of people.
What a great feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. So thanks for the support. Thanks for having us here. Stay tuned. Come and see us all the time. Never be a stranger. You're never bothering us. To the listeners and everybody, make it your home. More than anything, when you walk through those doors, feel like you're at home. You know, we're not a restaurant that have the rules, the do's and the don'ts. You know, I tell people all the time, we're not in the food business at all, and we're not in the liquor business. People think we are, but we're not. We're in the people business.
Right.
That's the business we're in.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, definitely check out Black Walnut and La Baguette in Deep Deuce.
And gray sweaters. soon.
And gray
Soon to
sweater
come.
soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Soon.
Get
Can't
on that
wait.
reservation.
I'm going to go ahead and make mine right now.
Okay,
please.
good deal.
I'm gonna tell Chef to make mine, so maybe he'll give me a better spot.
Okay.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Absolutely.
We really, really appreciate it. And for all of our listeners, you can find Black Walnut and La Baguette on social media. And it's going to be Black Walnut OKC and La Bag Deep Deuce.
And gray sweater.
And gray sweater.
Gray Sweater OKC. And you can find us on social media at OKC Foodcast. And if you'd like to collaborate or send in some listener feedback, we'd love to hear from you. And you can email us at okcfoodcast@gmail.com.
And as always, please share this podcast with a fellow food lover, and leave us a rating, write a review. Those things help us get out in front of more people and really help spread the food love of Oklahoma. So do it.
Sure. And until next time, friends, eat well and be happy. Bye.